welcome to the second episode of Intermission. Today's topic is going to be a topic that we're going to explore further, obviously, the more episodes we go. But today we are doing the topic movie sequels we would like to see. And today, I have a topic in mind. I have a movie series that I really enjoyed. It shaped a lot of my youth. And I just think it's really time for the right kind of sequel. No offense to Will Smith, but I am, of course, talking...
Guiding Light.
Guiding Light. Try again.
You know, you used to watch soap operas back in the day.
Yeah, they're called wrestling. Still love them today. Anyway.
And I can't find my mouth.
Okay, today we're going to be talking about the Karate Kid movies. And I'm not talking about the Jaden Smith movie, although we are looking forward to the sequel to that one with Jackie Chan and Ken. Excellent. But what I thought would have been a unique idea is you've hit Karate Kid 1, Daniel Larusso, Mr. Miyagi. Yeah, you hit Karate Kid 2. They go over to Okinawa and deal with Mr. Miyagi's past and everything going on with Miyagi's father and Sato. And then you go into the third movie, which...
They had a third movie?
They did.
I do not believe it.
They did. And in the third movie, we had Daniel and Mr. Miyagi opening their bonsai tree business and dealing with a local bully because the dojo master, Mr. Kreese from the first movie's best friend, decides to get revenge for him, which I thought was an interesting kind of plot. And then we have the fourth movie with... Hilary Swank, yes, thank you. Which
no
was
problem.
An oddity on its own, and although I enjoyed the movie, it's not as well liked as the others. But then we have the reboot.
Actually, hang on. One other thing about the Hilary Swank Karate Kid movie, it's one of the few movies that Swank's in that she doesn't die. Just
wow.
Point that out.
Okay, well that's a very good point. But today, what I would like to talk about is the possibility of a Karate Kid 5. And let me paint the scene. Mr. Miyagi has passed away because, you know, Pat and Rita did pass away, but what...
On Thanksgiving.
Unfortunately. But why not take that story a bit further? I mean, we've met the student, we've had him living with the mentor, and now I think we take Daniel and we make Daniel the mentor for somebody else.
What about Johnny as the mentor? He can teach people to sweep the leg.
Okay, Barney, whatever you say. Legendary. But no, what I would personally like to see is I would like to see a movie with Daniel Larusso. You know, married, maybe has kids, maybe doesn't have kids, maybe he's still single, who knows. But someone from his town, maybe right there where they live, is it sunny California? I'm 100% sure where they live, but there's a troubled kid there who's kind of going through what Daniel went through, but obviously with a little bit more realistic towards today's standards, and Daniel ends up being the mentor to that student, and I think that would be a good sequel. How do you feel about that, Ryan?
I think it's good. You know, but the only problem is, I feel with it is, you have that in one, and you have that in the new Karate Kid. It's like watching it for a third time, just a different version. You know, because when you watch the original, it's classic, it's original, and it's great. And then you watch the new Karate Kid, it's got its tweaks to it, but it's not original. It's new, but it's not original. And then if you do it again, I understand you want to establish the characters, show the bond, show the emotion, and get people attached to these characters. But it's like watching the original for the third time, but a second time revisited.
Well, a reboot is a revisit anyway. I mean, when you look at it, it's still a revisit, and although they took their liberties here and there, it's still essentially the same movie you're watching. I mean, why couldn't they have taken Ralph Macchio and done the same thing and taken the story in a new direction?
I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm saying if we have Daniel teaching another kid, because he's gone through the same thing Daniel did, it's pretty much like watching the original Karate Kid again with Daniel as Mr. Miyagi, and like watching the new one where you have Jackie Chan as Mr. Miyagi character. I mean, it's a great idea, and I understand you want to establish the characters, but I don't know if people would want to sit and watch a third version of the original Karate Kid.
Well, that's why we send the video out there to the YouTube public. You can just click that like button over there and then subscribe to the videos, and you can let us know if you would be interested in seeing Daniel Larusso, the mentor, teaching a new student. And who says that the story had to be exactly the same?
What if Daniel Larusso becomes the bad guy? You see, he gets all upset because, like, Mr. Miyagi passed away, and now he can't find the path of good without Mr. Miyagi, so he takes the path of evil, and the new kid comes back to America.
Excuse me, an evil bonsai tree salesman?
Hey,
how's that gonna work?
Easy. He cuts all the tree.
Look at the tree!
So anyways, and then Jaden's character comes to the U.S., he enters the tournaments, and Ralph Macchio gets mad because he's seeing himself in this kid, and he's not that anymore. And so he feels like if he can beat the kid, he can get himself back. So Daniel's like this adult guy who knows karate, and he's trying to pick a fight with this young kid because the young kid represents him, and he hates it. And then they have this huge battle where this young kid has to fight this an adult in martial arts.
I don't really know what to say to that. So, I think that's a good wrapping point. What do you people think? Thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you next episode.